Hello and welcome to the kitchen table. It's Rev Alison here from the team ministry in Melksham. It's really good to be back. I've had a couple of weeks holiday and we have had a time of rest and restoration. Time to be with family, to look at the world around us through a different lens. And talking about different lenses, I'm looking at you through a different lens. We have finally, after all these months of searching and trying to buy a new camera, we finally succeeded the other day. Yippee! We were very excited. We hope that the picture quality is clearer, but like everything else, what we're used to is not the same when we replace it. So just as my camera that I'm looking at is, rather than being short and fat, is long and thin and has an 83% angle and a 1080 something or other for a picture quality. Who knows? But the angle of the camera is different and it shows different parts. I first put the camera onto the laptop and we could see everything in the kitchen. We could see curtains, treadmill, doors, everything. It was all a bit, wow, it's huge. When we look through a lens, we see things very differently. You and I, over the past few months, have been meeting across this kitchen table. Today, to me, it looks really wide. But the place is the same, the place where we have been meeting. And yet the picture is changed. We're opening church again on Sunday. The place is the same. And yet the picture that we bring to it is also different. The lens that we look at our world through is a different one. We have gone through COVID-19 pandemic in a sense, something that we have never experienced before. We have seen lockdown, we've experienced bereavement, loss. We've found strength in community. We've valued the people who have been our key workers and keeping us safe. And we have learned how to follow our faith, to have a relationship with God in ways that don't rely on the pattern of church services. All those things are different, and yet we gaze through them, seeking to find the familiar. And the familiar of our faith is that we have a God who loves us. Father, Son and Holy Spirit. That's our truth. That's the thing that remains unchanging. How we explore that and how we join together to worship and how we move beyond the walls of our building into our world are all up for grabs. Isn't that exciting? I'm actually going on a conference. Yahoo! No, I'm not going away, and Ian, our treasurer, doesn't need to worry too much. It's only costing me a tenner, and it will all be by Zoom. But it's from the Archbishop's Council, and it's a conference in the next few weeks that will be looking at reimagining church. I repeat, that's coming from the Bishop's Council. They want us to reimagine church. They want us to think about how this moment in history, this moment in time, can be a moment where we can truly flourish. That we can truly have the courage to look at what really is important and works of our tradition, and what actually might be a bit tired, might not speak to people in the way that church needs to speak to people. Do you know, on Easter Day, we had 1,100 people watch our service. Right here, at the kitchen table. Many of them won't have watched services anywhere before. Many of you out there have been journeying with us and finding out a bit more about this faith that these Christians believe in. It's been such a journey. And we are now coming to a new phase within it. How do we reimagine church? Holding on to the things that matter, the fellowship, the wonder, the awe, and finding space too for the passion, for the challenge, for the drive that is also there in our faith. How do we find ways of being excited and exciting in our telling of our story? How do we truly look at ourselves and think, this is who I am. This is what matters to me. I hope to see some of you on Sunday morning as we gather at 10:15 in St Michael's. But I know for many of you, I will still continue to meet you in this way, where you look at me through an 83 degrees angle lens. And I look at you through a camera that doesn't reflect you back to me at all. And yet I know you're there. I feel your presence, and we engage in this journey together. However things unfurl, whether it's changing and reimagining church from the top down, from bishops down, to you in the pews or not in the pews, I think it's a time of the perfect moment. Just as this rose finds its perfect moment, it unfurls from a tight bud, and as it unfurls, it becomes something richer, fuller, intricate, and each one different. So just like a rose, our churches can open up, allow ourselves to be as different as we need to be, knowing that the beauty of the truth of our faith remains the same. But this one is different in shade, in shape, in colour. Churches will be different in shade, in shape, in colour. I can't wait. I hope that you'll join me on the journey, whether it's across the airwaves, in a building, in a field, wherever we need to be together, praising God, understanding His call on our lives, and having the courage and the enthusiasm to say, yes, let's go on that ride. Let's find out what God has planned and join in. I hope to see you again next week. If you're around on Saturday, near Melksham, in Melksham, come to the vicarage, 59 Linnet Lane. See the kitchen table for real. But also come and walk on the treadmill. Help us to raise some money by walking 40 kilometres. Eat lots of cake, most of it baked, at the kitchen table. And see each other, speak to each other in the fresh air and at a distance, but with hearts as close by as we need them to be. I look forward to meeting with you. 10 till 6 on Saturday if you can come along. 10:15 at St Michael's on Sunday morning. And we'll be here again on the airwaves on Sunday for a service, and then again on Wednesday for a table talk. And I might just work up to the challenge. Richard asked me to talk about, I think it was a combination of cricket, golf, rugby. Maybe next week we'll talk about what it is to be competitive, what it is to follow the rules, and what it means when you sometimes break them. I'll catch you then. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.